Most people think blockchain automatically means cryptocurrency. But that's only true in one specific type of use case, and many blockchains are built for completely different goals. A cryptocurrency typically exists when a blockchain runs its own token as money, usually on a public blockchain. But there are exceptions, and plenty of blockchains aren't about money at all. Welcome to the third episode of Blockchain Beyond Bitcoin, a series inspired by the book of the same name by Markus Zed. Today, we're talking about the different types of blockchains. Blockchains are not all the same. Depending on how open they are, who controls them, and what they're used for, we usually distinguish four types: public blockchains, private blockchains, hybrid blockchains, and consortium blockchains. Each type has its own strengths and its own weaknesses. Let's start with public blockchains. These are networks that are open to everyone. Anyone can participate, verify transactions, and view the full history. That creates maximum transparency and real decentralization. The downside: public blockchains are often slower and consume more resources. Typical public blockchain use cases include classic cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin or smart contract platforms like Ethereum. But there are also projects that aren't primarily money-focused, like Filecoin, a public blockchain for decentralized data storage. Filecoin does have its own token, and it is publicly traded. However, its main purpose isn't to function as money. Its core purpose is organizing and paying for storage capacity in the network. The next type is private blockchains. They are operated by a single organization or by a small group of participants. Access is restricted, only selected members can join. That makes private blockchains fast and efficient, but also less decentralized, because control sits with only a few parties. Private blockchains are usually not cryptocurrencies. That's because their main purpose is not to run a token as money, but to use blockchain technology as a secure database. They're used to store information in a way that is traceable, tamper-resistant, and efficient within a closed group of participants, such as companies or organizations. Most of the time, they function as data and process platforms, for example, for supply chains, documentation, or internal financial transactions. A well-known example is Hyperledger Fabric, supported by IBM, which companies use for traceability and quality assurance. Another type is hybrid blockchains. They combine public and private parts. In hybrid blockchains, all blocks may be visible, but not all data inside them is accessible to everyone. Public information is transparent, while sensitive content is encrypted or only available to specific participants. A crypto-related example is the Zinfin blockchain. It combines a public blockchain for transparency with a private layer for confidential data. A non-crypto example is Dragon Chain, originally developed by Disney, which offers companies a flexible hybrid solution. And finally, the fourth type, consortium blockchains. Here, multiple organizations share control over the network. That creates shared responsibility. Consortium blockchains are more decentralized than purely private blockchains, but they're not as open as public blockchains. They're common in industries where multiple partners must collaborate, but where not everyone should have full transparency, for example in finance, logistics, or industry alliances. A crypto example is Quorum, originally developed by JP Morgan. It's based on Ethereum, but it allows only a consortium of participants to validate transactions. A non-crypto example is R3 Corda. It's mainly used by banks and insurance companies to run business processes efficiently and securely. So when is a blockchain actually a cryptocurrency? The simple answer is, a blockchain counts as a cryptocurrency when its main purpose is to run its own token as money. But not every blockchain with a token is automatically a cryptocurrency. Some blockchains have tokens, but operate in private, hybrid, or consortium models. Those tokens are technically digital assets, but they're not considered classic cryptocurrencies, because they don't run on an open, public blockchain in the typical sense. And many blockchains have nothing to do with money at all. They're used for supply chains, healthcare, or identity management. Summary: public blockchains, open and decentralized. Private blockchains, closed and efficient. Hybrid blockchains, a mix of public and private. Consortium blockchains, shared control. In the next video, we'll explain why blockchain is practically immutable and why manipulation is so difficult. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe and stay tuned. Step by step, you'll understand blockchain technology better and better.